Model Making Guru is sponsored by emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. emodels.co.uk. Make something awesome. Hey everyone, it's Foxx from Model Making Guru here. How are you doing? Just a really quick video, little update video, to make you aware of where we're up to with current builds, but also to maybe allay some fears and respond to some sort of feedback I've had over the last few after a month or so, just relating to Patreon content versus non-Patreon content. Don't worry, this isn't a please support me on Patreon video. I'm not going to do that. As you know, I've got 3 builds going on at the minute. I have the transit van for emodels.co.uk, my lovely sponsors. I have the perfect grade Zaku for Mig Jimenez over at Ammo by Mig, and I have the Warhammer Tau Piranha being filmed for my Patreon supporters. Now, where I can, my big plan is to try and divide content equally between Patreon and non-Patreon. If you don't know, my Patreon subscribers, they actually pay me. They keep me in money each month, and they save me from going to have to get a job, so I can make more content for everybody, and I love them dearly. On the other hand, of course, you've got people who aren't Patreon supporters. They just follow me on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or all three or anything like that, and I love them just as much. What I get from them is watching them develop their skills after, you know, learning from me and from other people in the Treehouse Club, watching them learn, grow and develop, and that's just as valuable. And we have a laugh. With all of you, we have a laugh. Now, as I say, I'll try and split content equally between the two, or I have done so far. However, right at the moment, it's kind of gone to shit. The transit van build with eModels, that's a straightforward build, but the way it works is that I send off the video to eModels. They have it on their channel for about a week or so, usually 1 or 2 weeks, so they can, you know, reap the benefits of the video, and then it goes to my channel. I get it on my channel, and then I can have it on my channel. You guys can watch it here, and I get the benefits from it. The Zaku build, one's just gone off today, by the way, to eModels, so it's going to be a week before you see that. The Zaku build is a build for everybody. Anybody can watch it, but it's at the point now where all the weathering is being done with things like enamels and oils. And the problem with that is it can be a case of I can spend 45 minutes doing some oil paint streaking, and then I have to wait for 24 to 48 hours for it to dry before I can do the next step. Then I do the next step, and then I have to wait another 24 to 48 hours, and it takes forever to film an episode. One of the reasons this build has taken so long is that right now is this kind of weathering and oil paints and stuff. This thing, the Patreon exclusive Piranha build, these are using Citadel paints, and I can film a whole episode in a day because they just dry super quick, and I can have fun with it. So at the moment, even if I want to try and balance things out right now, filming this thing, it can take me 1 to 2 weeks just to do an episode. And what I wanted to do was allay any fears. I do try and keep things balanced, but right now, over the next week or two, you're probably going to see more of this on my Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else than you are of this, because it just takes me so long to film this. Now, what I could do is I could sit here and do half an hour's work and then go and play on the Xbox for 2 days. I could do that, but I want to keep making content, and I want to be busy, and I want to make stuff for you guys. I can't really then do stuff on this and then work on the transit, because my desk isn't big enough to have all this stuff out for this and all the stuff for the transit. However, this thing's tiny, so I can, as you can see here, I put all this stuff to the back while it's drying, and I can work on the Piranha here because it doesn't take up much space. So I'm trying to maximise my time, and therefore it seems pointless for me to do anything apart from just work on this, because I can do it quickly. So I don't want you to be worried if you see more stuff coming up saying, oh, here's a Patreon exclusive video on Facebook and Twitter and everything else. I'm not forgotten, and I'm not forsaking my non-Patreon followers. I love you guys just as much as my Patreon followers. You reward me in other ways than the people who financially reward me. I haven't forgotten you, and you're not being abandoned. It's just that right now I can't film an episode fast enough to give you regular content on this. I'm waiting to get this done. I want to get this done, because once this is done, I can move on to something else. I'm kind of getting sick of the Zaku now. I love it. I'm just kind of sick of it because it's a long, drawn-out process to film an episode. So I want to apologise in advance. There is going to be a bit of a bias towards Patreon, because there's nothing else small I've got going on that I can build right now to fill the gaps. That will change. I'll be honest with you, I'm getting to the point now where with this build and any build, I do love oils and enamels. I love using those products and the effects they give, but I am getting heartily sick of the do some painting, wait. Do some painting, wait. Do some painting, wait. It's driving me nuts. I'm trying to have a constant stream of stuff to do, and it's just, I can't. Especially if I've got 2 or 3 big builds going on. I can't, like I say, this on the transit, I can't have it both on the workbench at the same time. And I can't cover this in oil paint and then dump it back in the box. It's just not going to work. So, going forward, to try and aid me in giving everyone a fair crack of the whip, you might start to see me focus more or take more benefits from things like the Citadel products that dry fast, so I can get content produced fast, but still do, you know, have fun making them. I have had the most fun ever making this thing, much more fun than I've had making that or the transit or anything else I've made in the last 4 or 5 years. This has just been a blast because it's just dead simple and dead quick. So what I might start doing is leaning more on Citadel products and things like that. I still will use oils and enamels where I can, where I need to, because I do love them. I've not stopped doing gunk washes, well, I haven't done one for a while, but right now it's a case of I have to try and consider both of you, Patreon and non-Patreon supporters. And I don't want to produce just videos for Patreon because it's not for everybody else, but I don't want to produce videos for everybody else because then I have an obligation to Patreon supporters to give them content exclusive to them. So it's a hard balance to strike, and I'm doing my best. So apologies over the next few weeks if it seems a little skewed toward Patreon. You've not been forgotten. It's just that this thing, this boondoggle, which is around is like albatross around my neck now, is at that taking forever stage. As soon as this is done and the transit's done, I can crack on with other stuff. I've got a plan to do the Buster Gundam. That'll be one of the next things I do in Citadel paints, in the Citadel Games Workshop heavy metal style. I'm going to do that. I really want to try it, so I'm going to do this sort of, I can't do the heavy metal style as they call it, but I'll try my best. So that should be a really quick thing. And I'm going to start using that because their paints are really good and I love painting with them. And it's been a real, since I started painting this, it's been almost a real torture to go back to the Transit and Zaku and have to use, you know, Tamiya paints or ammo paints or oil paints. It's like, oh, but I just want to do a shade. It's been really taunting me because this is so much fun. I need to get a sponsorship off Citadel, don't I? That's what I need. I need Citadel to say, hey, here's a load of money. Just use our products all the time. Brilliant, thanks. It's not going to happen, don't worry. So yes, so I just wanted to allay that fear. I'm not skewing towards Patreon. I'm not giving them favoritism. I often mention it, and I always will mention it because it's my income, and I'd be stupid never to mention it. Some people have complained that I'm always trying to put in and mention it in the videos, and so I have to do that. It's my living. It's how I earn my living. So you'll always get that. But if you don't want to support me on Patreon, that's absolutely fine. I still love you. I don't hate you. You don't have to support me. It's completely voluntary. So just ignore that bit. If it's not something you want to do, just ignore it. I'll still carry on regardless. But I just wanted to allay the fears of non-Patreon patrons that you've been forgotten. You haven't. It's just you're stuck on this at the minute and the transit van. And I'm having to do this alternating. So like as soon as I get an episode of the Zaku finished, I can put the Zaku back in the box and move on to the transit again, do some transity work, get that episode finished, send that off to E-Models, and then I've got a week then to do some Zaku and something else while the Zaku's ongoing, because this can sit on the desk and dry. I've got a little bit of space. This is perfect. So I just wanted to let you know that's where we are. So please don't think I've forgotten you if you're not a patron. I haven't. I'm just stuck. But I just wanted to thank you all for your support, whether you're a patron or not. I want to thank you all for being continued supporters. You know, we recently hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers, and that's just goddamn brilliant. The prizes for the giveaway on the 10,000 subscribers, they should be going out hopefully in the next few days. Patreon's due to pay me today or tomorrow, I think, or in the next few days. So as soon as that comes through, I'll get those all sent off to everybody. If you're one of the winners and you're one of the 3 prizes, the 2 kits or the artwork, I'll drop you an email or a message as soon as it's been sent. But it just remains for me to say thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. Pardon our dust while everything's up in the air. And as soon as this thing gets out of the way, we'll be back onto normal speed then, hopefully, and get the transit done. I really want to go into the Yamato and get that done, but that's another one of those, it will take up my entire desk. And now I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to use oils and enamels. So we'll see. It might be that I do that and one of these little things, or I just do a few little kits for now, the little Gundam and maybe another small Warhammer, something like that, because I need to split between Patreon and non-Patreon, so there you go. Anyway, enough waffle from me. That was only a really quick short update that's just taken me 9 minutes 50 seconds. I am an idiot. I can't do things quickly. I shall bugger off now and leave you to go and have your dinner, tea, lunch, breakfast, or whatever time of day it is, your meal of choice. I'm doing it again. I just go off on a tangent and I can't shut up. I'll just shut up. Take care of yourselves. Go make something cool. Adios, amoebas.